For 21 years, the Rogers Writers Trust Fiction Prize has celebrated the very best in Canadian fiction. Today, we're joined by this year's winner, David Chariandy, with his novel, Brother, and congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about the fact that this was a long time coming. You wrote your first book, got critical acclaim, and everyone was waiting for the next. It took 10 years for you to write this book. So you call it a short story in that it's 170 pages long, but it took a long time to write. How come?
Well, I think I was so invested in the story I was telling. I was so invested in representing the vitality and just the life within Scarborough, the suburb that I set the novel in. And it's a difficult story to tell in certain ways, and I just wanted to make sure I did it well, or as well as I could possibly do it.
Talk to us about the story. So you mentioned Scarborough is where it takes place. You grew up in Scarborough, but it is not based on your actual accounts. It is a fictional story.
It is a work of fiction, but I guess I drew a lot on how I felt growing up and some of the vulnerabilities I felt growing up, and how you know, young youths and young men of particular backgrounds feel about the city they live in and the country they live in at times.
So it's based rather on two brothers.
Yes.
And what does it explore about their relationship and their relationship to the world around them?
Yeah, I think it explores masculinity and kind of how beneath postures of toughness, maybe necessary postures of toughness for some youths and some men growing up in particular contexts, how beneath those postures there's a tremendous amount of love and tenderness and an awareness of vulnerability. And I wanted to pay homage to the recognition of that vulnerability among young men.
And it also looks to the criminalization based on skin stereotypes, prejudice, which is so timely right now, but you didn't intend for that.
Well, it was always on my mind. I mean, I guess that's how it maybe became, it's not an autobiographical novel, but I felt that growing up, as I think many people of my background, if you're black or brown, you know, yeah, you feel that gaze upon you in many different contexts. And yeah, it's maybe it's timely, but for some people it's what's been felt for a very long time.
It's that slow day-to-day, the things that you can describe, the things that you can't, that you do beautifully, that can wear away at somebody, and yet you use greenery and nature in the book as that place of escape.
Yeah, I guess there's many, I mean, I guess that's for me, the interesting thing about trying to attend to those lives indicating vulnerability and sometimes hardship. There's tremendous beauty in those lives, in the setting that I tried to depict. And it is about greenery, and it's also about the everyday beauty in ordinary life, inside the homes, in the gestures one exchanges in the streets. So I wanted to capture that beauty as well.
That which nurtures and fills us despite what's happening on the outside, and allows us to hope and to dream and to live the best life. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Pick it up, everybody. It is called Brother. You can head to breakfasttelevision.ca, and we look forward to see what you're going to write next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again. We'll be back with more BT right after this.